Hello vlog. I'm smiling now. I was crying yesterday. Yesterday was a bad day, a bad mental health day. I felt lonely. I just felt so lonely. I realized that, well, not really I realized. I had this moment where I was like, I have no friends, which is not true. I was just being a little bit of a moochy poochy, moany wony, sulky little girl yesterday. But it's okay because I have come up with a list. I've also been watching a lot of rom-coms, so I am now obsessed with this idea of 10 things I hate about you, but it's 10 things I like to do that make me happy. And that's what this vlog is about, team. We're going to do some baking. We're going to try and hopefully read a good fantasy book. We're going to get on top of some schoolwork, go thrifting, eat something yummy, have a cute movie night, gym consistently. I mean, this is only going to be maybe, 2 days? So you know what I mean. I'm going to try and get my butt to the gym. I'm going to try and look pretty. By that, I really need my eyebrows done. What else is there? Making content. And I'm reading all this backwards, by the way. Journaling. So I've got 10 things that will make me happy, that hopefully will make me feel better. I've also got my phone on cinema mode because I rediscovered that. So let me know if it makes a difference, if you like it or not, or if you like the things in the background to be more in focus. I might swap and change throughout this. Whatever, on with the intro, on with the vlog. Let's get myself happy. So we're going to work on the gym consistently one right now. Ty is building my workout routine. So that's what we're doing. Lower, number one. Mm-hmm. We start off with compounds, right? So 3 times 8 to 12. What are we doing? Squat? Mm-hmm. Adios? Mm-hmm. 3 times 10 to 12 or?
8 to
12?
12. What's your favourite exercises?
I don't have favourite ab exercises.
So
I don't find Russian twists do anything for me.
No, for sure.
I like bicycles and V-ups and dead bugs and those like classic ones. It's a dumbbell bench press. Alright, we are back from having a nap and a grocery shop, and I've decided to get into my list point of read a good fantasy book. I've decided to go for Ali Hazelwood's Bride. This was on my TBR list recently, if you saw that video, and I mentioned about how I was just in the mood for a real classic vampire werewolf romance. So let me read you the blurb. A dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf, I can't believe I said that out loud, alpha werewolf, becomes a love deep enough to sink your teeth into in this new paranormal romance. Misery Lack, the only daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman of the Southwest, is an outcast again. Her days of living in anonymity among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold a historic peacekeeping alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares, and she sees little choice but to surrender herself to them. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their author, Lo Morland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice, and unlike the Vampire Council, not without feeling. It is clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right she was. Because Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience, reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about. Which I'm going to guess is a human. I'm just putting it out there. I'm also picked this one up because I loved Ali Hazelwood's The Love Hypothesis. I thought it was a really strong novel, and I really enjoyed how the main characters had intelligence. My one concern with this book at the moment is, yes, I want like a werewolf fantasy romance, but I'm concerned that the main character is going to be very much like a damsel in distress, needs the male to come save her, because that's what I loved so much about Ali Hazelwood's Love Hypothesis. The character was strong enough on her own. She was smart enough to solve things on her own. So that's my little concern going into this. But either way, I know I like Hazelwood's writing, so I'm going to get into this. Hey vlog. So a bit of a confession. I did start reading Bride last night, and I also finished reading Bride last night. Let me get ready to go thrifting, because that's the next thing on my list, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, so the first thing of note really is that yes, this was a very classic vampire werewolf series story. Wow, words. You can't really tell me that it brings anything new to the table, other than the fact that the way it was told felt like the woman wasn't always having to be rescued by the guy. It's very modern. Like, there is a very heavy tech focus in here. We know that it is up to date with technology, which I did like. But my ultimate rating is going to be 4 stars, because I am dropping a star due to the fact that it didn't feel revolutionary. Oh, and I also looked up Ali Hazelwood. That's her 5th book, so her debut book was only like 2 years ago, and she's churning them out. I'm just editing this real quick. More than 5. This lot of 6 and this lot of 6 in the span of like 2-3 years. That's crazy. Oh, and another thing, this book was spicy as hell. Spicy. I would go so far to say one of the spiciest books I've read, simply because Ali Hazelwood is really good at making you root for the characters. No pun intended. And so when they finally get together, even though it's obvious they're going to get together, it's kind of like, you're like, yeah, finally. So it just felt like very personal and intimate from a reader's perspective. So this is not a book I would be recommending to anybody under the age of, if it was a movie, it'd be probably R18 for the sex scenes, put it that way. The book definitely sets it up that there is going to be another series, just like Talia Hibbert's The Brown Sisters and Helen Huang's The Kiss Quotient. What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow! For now though, I'm going to continue going through my happy checklist and go thrifting. The thrift store opens at 10. I slept until 9 because I was up last night reading. I just saw my messy bed. We're going to ignore that. Let's go thrifting, team.
Stopping all stations to Frankston except Parkdale. All right, let's try it on. Okay, we are in the bedroom because you guys are on charge. You almost died on me, but you're charging now. So let me show you what I got. First of all, that is not something I thrifted. That is the jumper I wore out. Okay, I was really good at not getting too many things. I did pick up some trousers. These are $8. And there's a thing about me and trousers. If they fit in my waist, hips, and the length, I will seriously consider picking them up, because I'm a tall girl. If you don't know, I'm pretty much 5'11". When I wear shoes, depending on what shoes, I can be 6 foot. So I am a tall girl. And as such, I find it hard to make, to have pants that fit. So I picked these up. Honestly, I didn't need them, but they have this very slight pinstripe on them. They're just gonna be really good for work. Oh, this is a shirt I picked up for Ty We're going to Phuket, as I have mentioned a few times, and I can just picture him in this. He's got some really nice linen pants, and then also, like, I borrow his shirts all the time. But back to me. We have another pair of black pants, but these are plain black denim. Did I show you what I bought? No, I didn't show you what I bought. I'm back from my holiday, so get ready with me for thrifting or something. I was going to show you what I bought. I really needed some non-distressed denim for work, and I don't have the basics like light wash blue or in a dark blue wash, and these are some Levi's I picked up. My fiance and I share men's t-shirts, so we picked this one up, but I am going thrifting, so I always like to wear plain black t-shirts for when I try things on the bottom half. My fiance bought some YSL cologne, and the lady gave me a tester of Libra. It's nice in like a kind of childhood medicine way. Levi's on Levi's, as I also picked up this jumper. I have 4 pairs of new shoes. I finally replaced the black boots I hate, so I picked these up. My white Nike Air Force Ones have been replaced with these. I found these in an outlet for $40. But possibly my favourite new pickups are these. These were definitely a splurge, but I couldn't say no whilst I was on holiday. Look at the contrast stitching. For school, I'm not allowed to wear distressed denim. They're pretty chill, they let me wear denim, but it can't be distressed. And I don't have plain black jeans. And I found these are French Connection. I got them for $19, a bit pricey, but they just fit me so well. They're long enough. They are an ever so slight flare, but when I'm wearing them, they just look like slightly baggy straight leg ones. And they are in a pretty damn good condition. They're not very worn out at all. And then 2 more bits of denim. I picked up a white skirt, which I think I'll get away with at school. I know it doesn't sound great to say get away with, but I just mean like, it's really hard as someone who is young, I still consider myself young, in the teaching field to dress professionally without dressing like a 50-year-old secretary. Not that there's anything wrong with that stereotype, but it isn't me. And part of the reason why I love my school is they let us self-express however we want. So if I just pull it down on my waist a little bit, it'll be past my fingers, which is like my personal measure for appropriate length for school. And then a plain denim skirt, because I also don't have one of these. This one, I think I can also get away with. I know I'm chopped off, sorry guys, but see, I think I'll be good. So in all honesty, I think I did pretty good here. That's all I got. That's all I got after all of the things that I tried on for myself. All I picked up were 2 denim skirts, a pair of pants and some jeans. And honestly, I kind of need all of it, except for these pants, but they fit me so nice.
What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow!
Okay vlog, wee bit of an update. Went to the gym for the first session of the week, so that's a tick. I just need to keep going for it to be gym consistently. On the way home, I bought myself some yummy food. I also had a burger for dinner, which I don't have any photos of, but I do have spilled down my leggings. It's if our rugby league team wins, we get buy one get one free burgers from Grilled on Mondays, so up the storm. During the day, I actually was just editing a couple of videos. So the Wheel Chooses TBR video, you will have already seen it, hopefully. Oh, I'm so excited for this bad boy. So that's a tick off creating content. I also got back making a few TikTok videos, just like my little get ready with me. So that was really fun.
What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow!
And then we also went out and grabbed some popcorn because we're going to do a movie night. So we are slowly getting things off the list. I also realised, and I feel silly for not having introduced the vlog as this now, but I realised that Bride by Ali Hazelwood was one of the books from my themed reading vlog. And it just happens to work in perfectly because the theme of the reading vlogs is reading tropes I love. And it fits in with the doing things that make me happy theme of this vlog. So it works out, which does mean that in the rest of this vlog, I'm going to try and read 2 more books. I have If We Were Villains, I think, by M.L. Rio. And the other one I have is Janet Ivanovich's For to Score. I'm trying to figure out what one I'm in the mood for the most, like a dark academic murder mystery or a rom-com. And honestly, I'm just kind of loving the romance buzz that Bride gave me, so I might do For to Score.
All right, we are going to watch The Killer. It's got strong violence, so I have my first round of snacky dessert. I'm very intrigued by this. I'll let you guys know what I think. It's an assassin movie. Assassin movie. All right, hit play, babe. Dun-dun. There's a cute little app out called Letterboxd. I'll link it down below. It's kind of like a Goodreads, but for all the movies. I've only recently started using it the past couple of weeks. So if you're interested in little reviews, I really don't care. I'm just logging it for my own knowledge, and feel free to check that out. I'm giving it a 2.5 stars. The tension in it kept you interested, but the movie itself wasn't exactly interesting. The main character did a really good job, but I just thought that the whole thing, it was a bit slow. Tried to be very cinematic, tried to use music a lot. It was okay, it wasn't great, but cute movie night done. And I also had a good serving of that apple pie burger for dinner. I'm going to count that as my eating yummies.
What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow!
So I think now I'm going to wind down by starting to read the next book. I think I've settled on wanting to read 4 to Score, so let me get the blurb up for that for you. All right, so 4 to Score. Nabbing Maxine Nowicki, thief and extortionist, would be the answer to Stephanie's prayers and monetary woes. The only trouble is that Maxine is nowhere to be found, and her friends have been mysteriously turning up dead. To make matters worse, Stephanie's arch nemesis since grad school is also looking for Nowicki, hoping to cash in first. So Stephanie's mentor and tormentor, Ranger, needs her. Vice cop Joe Morelli has invited her to move in temporarily. And Stephanie's grandma, sidekick Lula, and a 6-foot-tall rock musician want to take Stephanie to Atlantic City. I am so confused by that last sentence. Basically, the reason I like this book, the trope in it, this series that I'm enjoying, is like rom-com, female detective / caught up out of her range of skills. It's clearly getting later at night and my brain is slowly stopping working. But that is 4 to Score, which I am going to read next. There are 272 digital pages of this book. I'm going to go chill out, read some, and try update you before I just finish the book like I did with the last one. Sorry about that. Good morning. Good morning. I am up to page 88 of the book. I told you I would check in before I finished it. I have to say that the language in this book shocked me a little bit. I checked when it's published, 1998, so it does kind of show the times of that a little bit. One of the characters is a cross-dresser, not quite a drag queen, but maybe a drag queen. It's not, in all honesty, it's not 100% clear. And he is called a transvestite. Now, I looked that word up because it kind of rang some red flags for me. I'm pretty sure it's not a slur, it's just an outdated term, because most people who were called transvestites are now called cross-dressers, or they are drag queens. So just a little note. Also, there was definitely a few moments of fat shaming, but also the person who was plus size like stood up for themselves, and so it wasn't, I don't know if I can say it wasn't too bad. It was still fat shaming, but it's just definitely showing its time. So something to be aware of. I've had this conversation before in a few vlogs. I don't necessarily think it's bad to read books like this, because this book was written 25 years ago. And whilst I'm not trying to stick up for the use of slurs at all, and again, in my research, I don't believe transvestite is a slur, feel free to correct me. It's important to recognise that literature shows time errors. It's like when I'm going to be teaching of Mice and Men next week with my year 9s, it uses the N-word, you know? It uses the N-word, it calls a woman a whore. Like, it's the times, right? That's what you got to teach the kids. So yeah, just a little check-in. Aside from that, I am enjoying the book. Main character has gone to try find a woman. She's disappeared, and things are kicking off right now. So I'm going to read for about half an hour, then I'm going to get up and make some waffles, I think.
Perfect. Autumn is well and truly here. Rain, rain, rain.
Have to admit, it makes for like really cozy reading vibes. All right, I need to get into gym gear for the gym consistently checkbox and actually work out, not just get into gym gear. But whilst I do this, let me talk to you guys about Force Score because I finished it. Okay, first things first, ultimately I have decided that I do not like the word transvestite. It sounds too much like parasite, work, site. It just sounds negative. And ultimately, Sally, he did become like, he was a drag queen when he was in the band. So I'll refer to Sally as a drag queen. I did like the book aside from the icky feeling it gave me when people were talking about Sally the drag queen. There's definitely some homophobia involved. Not that I think the author was homophobic, she was just painting some characters as not very accepting of drag queens. But I did enjoy how the characters of Sally, Lola, who's this big black woman, Stephanie herself, and then Stephanie's grandma is such a laugh. She's such a badass. She's so funny. I do enjoy how they all come together to work together on the case. I do. It gives it that little bit of a heist vibe. But ultimately, I am going to give the book 4 stars. I think it was really good, really fun. I do still recommend the series for people if you're after like a bit of a rom-com, funny 90s vibe. I'm very intrigued to see how the books like progress as I read more, because I think we're into the 20s of this series, and I think Ivanovich might still be writing them, so we might be getting like 2024 versions of this story, which would be quite interesting. For now though, going to go to the gym, and I think I'm going to stop in and get my eyebrows done on the way home, maybe pick up some lunch. Okay, back from the gym. It killed me. Daylight robbery though. My brows, as good as they look now, $45. It's basically $50. I need to find somewhere else. I don't understand what makes it so expensive here. That would have cost me maybe 20 in New Zealand. So I need to find somewhere else to go. But I picked up these because Ariel Bissett was raving about them in the podcast I was listening to. So I'm going to try those. I am also low on my regular Yorkshire teas. I've been feeling like mac and cheese, so I figured that's a cheap lunch. Ran out of chocolate orange, which is my favourite type of chocolate. And I bought some makeup wipes to keep in this bag for after the gym. Did I get anything else? Oh yes, I did. And then for dinner, I've decided I want to make satay chicken roti wraps. I've bought them before from takeaway shops, and I have this stuff to make them at home now that I picked up roti wraps, which I didn't even know you could like buy. I am also very hungry, so I'm gonna have apple pie and custard for lunch part 1, and then we'll see if I still want food. I'm sitting here, I've got chapter 1 up. I don't know if you can see that, there you go, chapter 1 up of the new book. Now, technically, when I was doing my Real Choosers TBR video, this cupboard is eternally open in my videos, isn't it? We'll just cut that out. It was going to be We Were Once Villains. Is that the title? By M.L. Rio. Now here's the thing. I've become a huge mood reader as I've developed in my reading. It's drizzly. I've got apple pie and custard. I've got snacks. I'm going to move on with the Janet Ivanovich series. I'm just in the mood for it. So I have found 5 to Score, which is the 5th book. It follows our same main character, Stephanie. And this one is only 181 pages, but I think it's technically still the same kind of length as the previous novel, because in this one, the paragraphs, can you see that there's not big gaps between the paragraphs? In the other file, there were big gaps in the paragraphs. So honestly, guys, my 3rd book of this reading vlog is going to be the next Janet Ivanovich Stephanie Plum novel, because it is what it is, and I cannot stick to plans sometimes, so this is one of those times. I'll keep you updated, but it's honestly just another rom-com vibe murder mystery to solve with Stephanie and her friends. I should really do some schoolwork, but it's 2 o'clock and I just can't bring myself to do it, so I'm procrastinating by reading, and I don't feel guilty about reading, so procrastinating. Okay, the final thing I want to do to pretty myself up is chop my fringe. So I have the handy dandy kitchen scissors. Here is my process. It's very highly scientific. Number 1, hair goes back. I am a greasy forehead girl, so I'm going to quickly wash my fringe. Dry it. I like these longer pieces, so I'm just gonna like tuck them back, and then all I literally do, line it up with basically the tops of my eyebrows and just go choop 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 choop. Basically, this is the best angle you guys are gonna get. Now I'm gonna wash my hair and check it's all good. Shower done. My fringe might be a little wonky. Oh gosh, can you guys see the grey? I've been getting a few of them now. That's fine. Aging is genuinely a privilege. Random side note. Social media is doing good things to me at the moment, because I'm being very picky about what I'm watching, who I'm following, and one of the people I follow, I will pop her up here on TikTok. She's primarily like a fashion thing. She does little stories while she's getting dressed, and she's talking a lot about how in the beauty industry they talk about getting rid of fine lines and all of this anti-aging stuff, and she's like, why can't old people be beautiful too? And it's just giving me a little bit of comfort. But anyway, I was talking about my fringe. I'll let it fully dry, I'll sleep and wake up tomorrow and see if I need to fix anything. But for now, I think it's pretty good. Let's tick that off on my let's get happy list. I have to say, this list, I should do this more often.
What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow!
So it's time for a new jingle. If you saw my last vlog, you might know what's coming. It's time for
Baking with Beth.
Squishy blueberries.
Sticky date and cinnamon cookie edition.
Okay, I need dates. I got them. I splurged and got the pitted one, so I didn't have to faff around with it. Rapadura sugar, which I looked up and they said you could just use brown sugar. Butter, which I have. An egg. Spout flour. Healthy cookies. Oats. Baking soda. Vanilla essence. Cinnamon. Okay, place date, sugar, butter in a saucepan and stir. Alright, I have to admit that I'm very intrigued. So it says wait till the butter is melted and then stir it for 5 minutes. So consider this your before. This is the wildest thing. This is it after, taking off the heat. I did have to add 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So that's why it's like fluffed up like this. But I'm just going to leave it to cool for now and get the dry ingredients ready. A friend once told me that if you weigh everything rather than doing it by cup measurements, it's a lot more accurate. So that's what I'm doing. All right, we have the dry mixture, the wet mixture. We're gonna fold it together. I really wish, I'm gonna see if I can rig you bird's eye. All right, this is what I've got, team. Says to pour it in. Ooh, it reminds me of Christmas cake. And fold it together. Oh, it does smell good, holy moly. Everyone knows you gotta try. Wow, okay. All right, I'm gonna leave it at 6 a tray. Let's see how it bakes. 12 minutes until golden. I mean, you already are golden, guys. So let's go 12. 3, 2, 1, first batch reveal. I have to admit that I can't really tell if I've I mean, I feel like that one there is slightly burnt, but they still feel so soft. So I'm going to let these ones cool, put them on my cooling rack, but then I do have more, and I'm going to try like a different rolling method. I'm going to actually smoosh it together and then like flatten it down quite a bit, because in the cookbook, like I showed you, they are somehow meant to look like this. I don't know how she gets this. It's almost like her date mixture was even more reduced than mine. Okay, these ones definitely do look a lot more cookie-esque. Oh, I did arms at the gym. All right, I'm gonna try one of the chunky boys though. Hop, 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 hop. Mmm. It's like really nice, moist Christmas cake. But it might also be moist because it might be undercooked and slightly raw in the middle. Oh, hot. Alrighty, they still haven't spread, but they're looking a lot more like cookie-esque. Can you guys... They also look very dark. I don't think I've overcooked these ones. That's just how they look. So I can confirm they taste really good. I think if I was to remake these, I would get the dates even more squishied down, cook them a little bit longer, and just really get them into more of a paste, I think. They don't spread. I don't know if that's because it's semolina flour. I've not baked rather with that before. I've made pizza bases with it before. Oh gosh, there's so many people out there. I wonder if there's sports on. No, it's a Tuesday. Oh, work. I forget work's a thing when I'm on school holiday. Anyway though, that's my Baking with Beth episode. I hope you liked it.
What's on the list? Let's tick it off. Tick, tick, tick. Wow!
I made dinner for the first time in, I want to say like 3 weeks. Which, now that I'm saying it out loud, feels very tragic. But I made my satay chicken roti wraps and they're really good. I have to say the roti wraps aren't exactly what I was picturing based off of what I've bought. Bought from takeaways before. But there's still, I think I prefer them. Wow, that's such bad English. I think that they are preferred for me over the like wheat wraps and stuff you get. So I add a bit of rice because I'm a girl who likes her carbies. And then the chicken. Then the Subway girl in me comes out when it comes to wrapping. Alright team, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't want to do any journaling and I'm not gonna get on top of my work. So I'm gonna do me, and that is continue to sit here, eat some snacks, read this book. I can tell you right now, it's gonna be much of the same vibe as the last one. It is just the next book in the series. I do think this has been a really good vlog personally, like actually taking the time to write down what it is that I enjoy doing and going through and doing it. It was really good to get me out of the funk of which I experienced Saturday night. Tomorrow is a very exciting day. I am off for tattoo number 14 and I want to take you guys along with me in a separate vlog. So I am going to sign off here. If you have any book recommendations that are like feel-good book recs, that's my quest for you. Can you please leave any recs down below of feel-good books? It doesn't have to be feel-good like in terms of what you think I will like your feel-good books. I'd love to branch out. If you have liked it and made it this far and you're not yet part of the clan community, let's not use the clan as a term, please consider leaving a cheeky like and subscribe down below. Wow. Yeah, okay, enjoy all the places you go in your reading and life adventures. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.